Academic supports for college students with serious mental health conditions. Video series. Video 4. Strategies for faculty members, Part 1. There are a number of strategies that faculty members can use to support students with mental health conditions, in addition to formal accommodations. This video describes informal accommodations, including why such accommodations can be problematic. It offers strategies that may help faculty to support students and to limit the need for informal accommodations. The next video, Video 5, offers additional strategies that faculty can use to support students. Considerations regarding informal accommodations. Informal accommodations are agreed upon by a student and individual professor on a case-by-case basis.
We often hear people talk about informal and formal accommodations. It's really important to know that a lot of schools do not support informal accommodations because it ends up being troublesome for students. So if there is a way to get a formal accommodation, you want to do that. There's always a way to get a formal accommodation. There are some professors and faculty and staff who will offer an informal accommodation, that is in the moment on that one time, give you a little extra time on a paper because you present a situation that didn't allow you to finish a task on time, or you missed an exam for a particular reason. They will make that informal in the moment, not going to go through the Office of Disability Services for that. I think these are accommodated for many students, they find that if they're going to need that accommodation over and over and over, they want to go the formal route. But if someone is managing their mental health condition well and they have a bump here and there, many faculty and staff are willing to hear about that bump and will work with the student to accommodate that once or twice in a semester situation. So that would be, to me, that would be an informal accommodation that we hear about in our circles, though we are not encouraged as faculty and staff to do that. Because then if you do it for one student, you have to do it for everyone, kind of mentality that schools don't want us to engage in.
There are a number of reasons why informal accommodations can be problematic. Colleges and universities often discourage informal accommodations and sometimes explicitly ask faculty not to provide them. Formal accommodations through the Office of Disability Services protect the rights of students and ensure a level playing field. In contrast, informal accommodations may be provided to some students but not to others, at a faculty member's discretion. A student's race, class, sexuality, or other identity may impact their comfort level in approaching faculty for informal accommodations, and bias can play into whether or not accommodations are provided. When students approach faculty regarding informal accommodations, faculty can respond by listening with empathy, refer students to the Office of Disability Services, connect students to services, and continue checking in with the student. Strategies to alleviate the need for informal accommodations. Strategies the faculty can use to alleviate the need for informal accommodations include connecting students to services, maintaining reasonable expectations, and fostering social support. Connecting students to services. One of the most important ways for faculty to support students with mental health conditions is to connect them with the mental health professionals best suited to help them. While faculty can express support in many ways, it is important to maintain personal and professional boundaries and to rely on mental health professionals for the provision of mental health services. Faculty can inform students of campus-based supports, including the Office of Disability Services, counseling services, and other options available. Faculty can be supportive by offering to call the Office of Disability Services or counseling services with the student, or helping to write down appointment details.
I think probably the most powerful and potent one is to listen with empathy, to ask how they might be helpful, and then to know your college resources, what's on your campus, and how might you encourage that student to access those resources. Many students don't know the resources on their campus, even though they've been told about them during orientation, and they're plastered everywhere on the bulletin boards and on websites. But students don't think they need those resources until they need those resources. So knowing what's available in your university health system, your dean of students, your student life resources that can be supportive to students is really important. And then being willing to make that referral or make that connection with the student, offering to do that if you can.
Maintaining reasonable expectations. Faculty can also maintain reasonable expectations for students. This includes acknowledging that we're all human and clearly communicating how students will be evaluated in advance.
So I would like faculty to understand pretty much the same thing about students, but also that some of the rules that they have might not apply to everyone. So it's important to be a little bit flexible and not just say, oh, well, you don't have to give total freedom and, you can hand in everything you want whenever you want, but a little bit more flexibility is sometimes needed, and it depends on the circumstance, but use your best judgment, I would say, and try to understand that you don't know everything that's going on in the situation. So if the student needs, let's say, a little more time submitting a paper, it would be good to give like a reasonable amount of time.
Promoting social support. Faculty can further support students by promoting social support. This includes fostering cooperation over competition by planning collaborative activities and offering opportunities for students to connect outside of class. Involving TAs who are skilled at teaching and at relating to students. TAs can be helpful by following up with students who miss class and by maintaining regular office hours to meet with students.
Okay, so some of the key strategies or approaches that I think I've consistently tried to utilize in any class is definitely creating a sense of community as much as possible. I think for students in your classroom who are struggling with mental health issues and who are going to be hesitant to reach out to you, they're more likely to feel comfortable to let you know about something that's going on if they feel comfortable in the classroom and if they feel like that you're somebody that they can approach. So as much as possible from the first day of class, try and create an accommodating and friendly environment, one that feels like a community.
Reflect on how you might respond in a supportive way when students request informal accommodations. Simple changes you can make to the organization of your courses to promote mental health. The final video in this series will address additional strategies for faculty regarding how to support students with mental health conditions.